What if I told you that almost every human civilization in history has used psychedelics, not recreationally, but as a direct line to spirit? Almost every culture on every continent has used psychoactive plants and fungi to communicate with the unseen. Now today, as these substances enter the sterile world of clinical trials, we're witnessing a collision between two completely different worldviews. One sees a drug to be administered, the other sees a living medicine with a spirit to be encountered and respected. For thousands of years, shamanic traditions acted as the psychologists and spiritual guides for their communities. In the harsh tundras, Siberian shamans used Amanita muscaria mushrooms to journey between worlds. In the forests and fields of Europe, there's strong evidence that Celtic druids used psychoactive liberty cap mushrooms as tools for prophecy and deep connection to the intelligence of nature herself. And some researchers suggest druids may also have worked with Amanita muscaria, pointing to shared symbolism and cross-cultural parallels in early European traditions. And this wasn't just a tribal phenomenon. In the heart of Western civilization, ancient Greece, the Eleusinian mysteries centered around a sacred drink called kykeon. Modern research suggests its active ingredient was a form of ergot, the same fungus that would later lead to the discovery of LSD. In Mesoamerica, this lineage is even more clearly documented. We see early records of Aztec shamans using psilocybin mushrooms in sacred ceremony. And that tradition didn't disappear. It was carried forward and hidden by the indigenous Mazatec people of Mexico, most notably Maria Sabina, who protected this knowledge as a sacred pathway for healing, both physical and spiritual. And across North America, many Native American tribes have long documented ceremonial use of the peyote cactus as a sacrament for healing, vision, and deep spiritual connection. Now, enter the modern clinical model. To bring these substances into the healthcare system, science has to deconstruct them. We isolate the molecules, we standardize the doses, we remove the noise of ritual so it can meet medical safety standards. And this matters. This is how we create access for millions of people suffering from depression, trauma, addiction. But here's the real question. In the process of extraction, are we losing the very essence, the spirit that makes these medicines sacred in the first place? Because this is where the tension lives. The clinical model is built on outcomes, measurable results, symptom reduction, and data. The shamanic model is built on mystery, on the journey itself, on what happens when a human being is allowed to step beyond their identity and reconnect with something far greater. Critics of this medical shift say when you remove the ceremony, you're just looking at a flat map and forgetting the terrain and the territory. They warn that a fully medicalized future may be efficient but hollow. So here we are, at a very unique moment in history. We have the tools of modern science to ensure safety, and the wisdom of ancient traditions to provide depth and meaning. Can the sacred and clinical coexist? What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop your perspective in the comments below, and let's open this important discussion and conversation. This is Andy with Psychedelic Research Today, and I hope you have a wonderful, amazing, fantastic day.